The recent Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FORCAC, has proven to be a significant milestone, setting a stellar model example of a new type of international relations. Of particular note is a statement by His Excellency President Xi Jinping, where he emphasized China-Africa relations should be elevated to the next level of strategic partnership, with a focus on building an all-weather China-Africa community with a shared future for the new era. This vision is truly transformative, and for Zimbabwe, our already strong bilateral relationship with China has been further reinforced. As the discourse on modernization and mutual development continues, we are honored to have with us today on Diplomat Couch His Excellency Zhu Ding, the Chinese ambassador to Zimbabwe, who will further offer insights into the evolving partnership. Welcome, Your Excellency, and it is a pleasure to have you on the show today. But first and foremost, congratulations on the 75th anniversary of the founding of People's Republic of China, and this is indeed a momentous occasion in your country.
Well, great pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Like you said, this year marks the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. My wife and I were privileged to host a reception to celebrate this important anniversary last month. And we held this celebration at the African Heritage Village in Harare. We were honored to be joined by more than 500 guests, representatives from all walks of life in Harare, including ministers, deputy ministers, ZANU-PF, Politburo members, mayor of Harare, and we feel very, very honored, very, very happy. And it was also a celebration of the historical achievements by the Chinese people, led by the Chinese Communist Party. And it was also a celebration of the great relationship between our two great countries, China and Zimbabwe, which has made an all-round leap in the past year. And we also made it a celebration of His Excellency President Winnie Mnangagwa's successful state visit to China last month. I would say that this is a big year for both China and China-Zimbabwe relations.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. But on the elevation of bilateral relations and outcomes of President Mnangagwa's Beijing visit, continuing to this celebratory note, the recent elevation of China-Africa relations to a strategic partnership marks a significant milestone. Besides, Zimbabwe's comprehensive strategic partnership with China was further solidified through President Mnangagwa's recent visit to Beijing. How does Zimbabwe fit into this new era of cooperation, and what opportunities do you see arising from this and even strengthening the relationship? As someone who is involved in these engagements, could you share the key outcomes and agreements reached during this visit?
Okay, China and Africa, China and African countries have a long-standing friendship and cooperation. Thanks to nearly 70 years of concerted efforts by both sides, we can say that China-Africa relationship is now at its best in history. During the just concluded FOCAC Beijing summit, President Xi Jinping proposed that the overall characterization of China-African relations be elevated to an all-weather China-African community with a shared future for the new era. And our bilateral relations between China and all African countries be elevated to the level of strategic relations. This progress demonstrates the firm resolve of the over 2.8 billion Chinese and African people to share will and woe and march forward hand in hand in building a community with a shared future. I can say that China-Zimbabwe relations shines as a benchmark of China-African friendship and a stellar example of South-South cooperation, of which we feel very, very proud. Back in the year 2018, our two countries have already established the comprehensive strategic partnership of cooperation. President Mnangagwa's state visit to China this year marks a new milestone in our bilateral relations. I personally had the honor of accompanying His Excellency's visit to China and his delegation. Throughout the visit, we were together, so I witnessed many memorable, sometimes emotional moments. As for the outcomes of this state visit, I think it can be summarized as three numbers: 1, 5, and 17. 1 is the one joint statement which we issued together. It provides the guidance to deepen and enhance our comprehensive strategic partnership of cooperation and build a high-level China-Zimbabwe community with a shared future. 5 stands for the 5-star iron-clad bilateral cooperation framework proposed by President Xi Jinping, which is underpinned by politics, economic and trade, security, culture, and international cooperation. 17 refers to 17 documents of cooperation signed by our two sides, which include vast areas of cooperation, from economic and trade cooperation to culture and educational exchanges, from export of Zimbabwean agricultural products to media cooperation, etc. Based on this new structure and mechanism that we created, I believe that we will score more victories in our bilateral relations, and our bilateral relations will definitely brought to a new height after this milestone visit by President Mnangagwa.
You know, Your Excellency, when you're just talking about the visit, it's you can really see that it was something that was really emotional, something that was really beautiful. But now we're just going to take a short little break, and then we are going to come back with more information, especially with the relations between China and Zimbabwe. So stay tuned.